The first story begins with a young woman named Clara, who had just moved into an old apartment. For the first few weeks, everything was fine. But soon, a faint scratching sound started coming from her bedroom closet each night just after midnight. At first, she dismissed it as pipe settling or a mouse, but the sound grew more insistent, more rhythmic. It sounded less like an animal and more like fingernails dragging slowly down wood. One night, she swore she heard a faint whisper. Terrified, she barricaded the closet door with a heavy dresser, but the scratching continued, now louder, more frantic. Desperate for an answer, she bought a small night vision camera and aimed it at the closet. The next morning, her blood ran cold as she watched the footage. An hour after she fell asleep, the dresser slid aside on its own. The closet door creaked open, revealing an inky blackness. From the dark, a pale, slender hand emerged, its fingers unnaturally long. It methodically scratched at the inside of the door frame for almost a minute before retreating. Just as she was about to see what else would emerge, the video feed dissolved into static. The second tale is about a man, a collector of oddities, who bought a beautiful, ornate mirror from a forgotten antique shop. He hung it in his hallway, admiring its vintage charm. But from the first day, something felt off. He would catch movement in the corner of his eye, but when he turned, his reflection was perfectly still. Then, the discrepancies became more obvious. He'd raise his right hand, and his reflection would raise its left. He'd smile, and the reflection's smile would be a fraction of a second too slow and unnervingly wider. One evening, he stood before it, determined to prove himself wrong. He stared into his own eyes, and his reflection stared back. He held his breath and didn't blink, but the man in the mirror did. It blinked slowly, then its mouth twisted into a slow, malevolent grin. With a chilling deliberation, the reflection raised its hand to the glass and, from the inside, began to trace two words in the condensation: "I'm free." Our final story is about a teenage babysitter named Sarah watching a 5-year-old boy named Leo. As she was tucking him into bed, Leo pointed a trembling finger towards the darkest corner of his room. "The man with the upside-down face is watching," he whispered. Sarah, a seasoned babysitter, just sighed. She glanced at the empty corner, saw nothing but shadows, and told him it was just a bad dream. She went downstairs to watch TV, keeping the baby monitor on the coffee table beside her. An hour later, a strange guttural sound crackled through the speaker. Annoyed, she picked up the monitor to check on Leo. The little screen glowed, showing Leo's bed, but he wasn't alone. Standing silently over the sleeping child was a tall, shadowy figure. And as her heart stopped, she saw its head was grotesquely, impossibly, twisted 180 degrees. So it was staring with wide, dark eyes directly into the camera lens, directly at her.